Hello, everyone.
Howdy.
It's William and Andrew here at Allegory Gallery, and we are currently at Star Cottage Studio with an end of year closeout deal show for you all. Hopefully you're ready. I'm ready, kind of. Suzanne is here. Susie is here. Thank you all so much. Suzanne says Happy New Year to all. Yes, Happy New Year. It's coming fast, right? So tomorrow's New Year's Eve, and then New Year's Day, New Year's 2025. How?
You have to run to the DG and pick up the sauerkraut and the black eyed peas.
I know. I tried to get some I was at Walmart yesterday. They had no black eyed peas. And they had canned sauerkraut, but I could not find bagged, and I know you don't like the can. I know. I think DG only has the can, though.
What? I thought you said they had bags.
No, I think it just has the can there. But I'll look. We'll see. Hello, Norma.
Get that
tang off. I don't mind either way. I can eat it right out of the can. I have no problem with that.
You can't taste the metal.
I can taste it. I know it tastes different, but it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. Lennis is here. Howdy, Lennis. Hopefully you had a great birthday. The tort looked good. That Alsace, I don't even know how. Alsace cakes that look good. I don't know what all's in it, but it looked good. Torta.
That's one of my vocab words.
Yeah, you're Italian. He's further ahead in Italian than me.
Yeah, because I actually practice.
I do it every day.
I know, but
every day.
I do it longer, I think.
Yeah, you do.
And I also refresh. But you're way far ahead of me because you have a degree in French and Spanish. So you sort of already know stuff.
Yeah, I know a lot of the stuff you're doing. And you know what actually really another thing is, I used to listen to a lot of opera, and I would translate it when I was in my teens. I had my little Italian dictionary, and I would read through the opera, and I would translate opera words. So a lot of opera is sung in Italian. So I also know a lot of Italian from that.
Well, see, there you go.
And I listen to people who cross over Spanish singers to Italian singers.
Yeah.
Hello, Michelle. Hello. So yeah, we've been, if you don't know, it's been wild here. So our furnace, I know. So our furnace at the store on New Year's Eve crashed and burned. Christmas Eve.
You just said New Year's Eve.
Oh, Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve. New Year's Eve. That's today. The 23rd, our furnace went kaput at the store. So I had a private shopping appointment, thankfully, and I was up there, and by 2 o'clock in the morning, we had the furnace running with the help of a wonderful repair person, repair guy who came out on Christmas Eve to do the work. And thank you to our family who helped immensely and made sure that we could get all that done. It was not easy. But the other part of that was that the pilot light was still going out. He had shown me how to clean it, and we cleaned it some that night. But I think things were still falling. So natural gas makes a lot of soot. If you didn't know this, I would not have assumed that. I would have assumed that natural gas burned really cleanly and there's no, any garbage. There's a lot. And over time, it builds up even more. So apparently, I think stuff was still falling and it was knocking the pilot light out. At least that's what I'm hoping. So my mom joined me this weekend on Saturday night, since it was going to be warm Saturday and Sunday. Saturday night, we took the whole thing down, turned it off completely, removed the burning, there's burner tubes and all that stuff down in there, removed all of those. And this,
Didn't she know
She did not. This was all from John Clausen, who helped us. He told me the procedure. He told me how to take there's little cotter pins to remove and things to move. So
need a cotter pin.
I know these were tiny little specialized pins. So we removed all of those except the main one, which has the burner attached to it. So I didn't want to remove that. And my mom brought a dryer cleaner brush. It's a very long, sort of coarse bristle brush that's bendable, and it's supposed to go down into your dryer piping. That doesn't sound right. The dryer vent piping, I guess, to clean that out. And what we did is we bent it and jammed it up in the furnace. And you should have seen the stuff that came out. I had black all over my face. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can see this dark spot. This is the bruise on my arm from trying to jam the thing up in there.
Don't worry, y'all. I wasn't whooping it.
It wasn't Andrew whooping me. So we got that cleaned out as best we could. My mom brought her shop vac, which was good because we have a tiny one. It's about this big. And hers is more powerful. So we sucked everything out. And then she's like, why don't we try reversing it and blowing stuff out? And I'm like, I don't know if that's going to do enough. I don't know if it's worth it. Well, we did it. And we had to do it twice because it blew so much junk out of there.
Well, the shop vac, we originally bought it for powder coating.
Yeah.
So
we bought the mini.
It was not designed. It was meant to be compact and small.
Ours was meant to be small and clean up a little area.
Not
do furnaces.
And for some reason, we have a bunch of shop vacs in the basement at the house.
Do we?
Yes, and I don't think any of them work.
I don't remember seeing even one of them.
They were there when we got the house.
Oh.
So.
Who knew? Andrew knew. So we blew that out, and we said a little, chant or prayer, and turned it back on and relit it, and it stayed lit. And we fired it up, turning on the thermostat, and the amazing difference in the fire burning. Before, the flames from the entire unit were going up, completely like straight up, and then back down and out under there's a little door that you put on that keeps the flames, or supposed to keep the flames where they are. There was so much soot built up that the flames had nowhere to go, and it was coming out under that door, which is why it burned the cord, which was the problem, and it burned the wire that shocked the control box in the first place. When we fired it up after cleaning it, the flames were going back and up and out, and you could see the suction from the what do you call that? Not the draft, maybe the draft. Anyway, there was a draft, and it was good, and it was going the right way. So we got all that done. And I've not heard from our tenant that anything has happened, so I'm assuming it is burning well. I'm hoping it also will make it much, much more economical, because I will say that our gas bill in the winter at the shop, when we did not have the store open, was kind of astronomical. It was more than half of our mortgage every month. More than half of our house mortgage every month.
Was somebody stealing it? I don't know if you can steal it.
There's not, no. It's just how much the gas costs. So I'm hoping now, because there was nowhere, the flames couldn't actually hardly probably heat the water that was flowing through the boiler. So hopefully now it's heating everything fast and efficiently, and it's going to get up to temperature faster. Hello, Anne. Thanks for joining us. And we'll be hopefully lowering those energy bills and keeping our furnace running. And now that I know how to clean it, we can keep it clean every year too.
And the one at the house.
That's what my mom and Andrew, they're both like, is the one at the house the same? Because we probably should look at that one. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that.
Built the house as much as the shop, though.
No, the shop was 3 times the house bill. Usually, yeah.
Wow.
I know. So, that is what is going on as far as the furnace. If you've been following along. So then I came home yesterday after going to get some groceries, and I had to stop to drop some things off here at the cottage, and I pulled into a tree down in our front yard at the cottage. Our neighbors had a tree that blew down, and it blew over into our property. Thankfully, it does not appear that it hit the building at all.
I was going to be here yesterday.
Yeah, if anyone would have been parked in our normal parking spot, there's a very good chance that the car would have gotten crushed under the tree.
Mm-hmm. The tree's small enough that
it would have made it wouldn't have crushed it, but it would have made a nice dent in the car.
Yeah, they're big enough that they're.
Oh yeah, and there's a lot of limbs on the tree, like they're everywhere. Like it would have been scratched up, it would have been dented. Especially if we'd have parked behind one another. If we were both here, that would have been terrible. Hello, Danette. Thanks for joining us. So thankfully, it seems like it's okay. I don't know. I haven't been able to talk to the neighbors yet. I haven't seen them. I've never met them. I don't know if they're home.
I saw some cars in their driveway today.
Okay. So hopefully they will get that taken care of. If not, we'll be borrowing maybe a chainsaw or getting my brother maybe to come over and cut some trees down.
I don't mind I don't mind doing it. I just don't want them to get mad if I start cutting their trees up.
Well,
I mean, they're technically in our yard. But
yeah, I think we have every right to cut any tree up that's across the property line. I would prefer it if they just do it. That would be nice, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
But since we've never met them, I kind of don't want to cause any.
Have that be the first meeting.
Yeah, be
like when are you going to get your tree out of our yard? Yeah, we're not like that.
I don't want to be like that.
No. So we'll see. They've had a lot of trees that have blown over in their yard here in the last few years that we've been here, and they always get them taken care of. Sometimes it takes a little while, but they have somebody who does it. And so I'm assuming it will happen. It may just take a little while.
I want it to be done sooner than later, though.
Well, then you may be doing it.
Because it's like straight up in the spot.
I know. So that's what we found yesterday when I was on my way home. Dennis says a big tree fell across my sister's driveway yesterday. She lost power and didn't get back on until this morning. Thankfully, she has a generator. Yeah, that's a good thing.
Luckily,
generators are good.
This side, there aren't trees where the power comes in.
Yeah, where our power comes in, there's not really any trees around there.
Except for the one trees, the Bradford pears, and those historically break. So
yeah, and they would have to come a good ways. Yeah.
Right.
So we're lucky that way as far as that goes. But on this side, that's like all the studio windows, all the yeah, the tree, like we're right on the property line pretty much, and the trees there's a lot of trees there.
Which is pretty.
Yeah, it's super nice when it's not. It feels like though that the trees are just so shallow. Like they didn't.
The types of trees, they're like the ones that bust. I think were the tulip trees.
Yeah.
And those aren't very strong either.
Mm-mm. They're a softer wood.
As soon as we get some money, I want to take the tulip tree down behind the cottage.
Which one?
The one that's all twisted up in between.
Oh, right in between?
Uh-huh.
Is it really not good?
It looks pretty rough.
It'd probably be good not to. Yeah, that's the worrisome one. We have the one tree. The ones in the woods, yeah, but they're pretty strong and they look strong.
And they're further back.
But this is the one that would hit us on our own property if that were the case. Anyway, so that was that. But we did have some good news as well. I mean, that was good news too. Nothing was damaged. I'm going to take that as a good news.
Except it means more work.
Means more work, but it's, it's good news.
Dirtied up the yard.
Dirtied up the yard. But we're not calling insurance. We're not trying to deal with all that. We're not doing anything like that. So that's good news. Suzanne's asking, Andrew, have you listened to Spitting Gold? It's very good.
I like her other books better. Naomi Novik.
Naomi Novik.
She has the Temeraire books. I like those ones, and then I like the what you call it, the golden, the one there in the school with the monsters. Higher education. I don't know. Something deadly. Something.
Don't know.
They in the school, and then there's like monsters in the school.
Suzanne says no. Another author.
Spinning what?
Spitting Gold.
Oh, Spitting Gold.
Spitting Gold.
I don't know that one.
Doesn't know that one. Says it's very good. So yes, we have we fulfilled the mission in the online store.
Hooray!
Hooray! So thank you all so much. We have the ability to get another small loan from them. So we're looking at that and looking at the.
We're eligible now.
Yeah.
So if you don't know what it is, we got invited to do, because we take out a Shopify loan. Because somebody was like, I have Shopify. How come they didn't invite me? And then I was like, do you have a loan?
Yeah.
And they said no. And then I said, well,
that's
why. And then we also are technically classified as a small business. So this was a promotion that they did on Small Business Saturday. And they extended it through the rest of the year, which is tomorrow.
Yeah.
And what it is that if you reach a certain threshold, then you're eligible for early loan repayment and potentially taking out another loan, which means you pay less because you're not paying. It's not as long. If that makes sense. Does that make sense? Or does it sound like I'm pulling stuff out my cheeks?
Well, that's what it is. Anyway, whether
I had to read that twice because I didn't understand it.
So we have that, and we can apply for that, and we'll see if we get that. We have to be granted that as well. So that is available.
They have to pick us though.
Yeah, and then we got a grant. We found out we found out that we got a small grant. It's not
like roll on the bed with the cash kind of money.
No,
grant.
It is not. But it's a small grant, and anything at this point will help. It was for small businesses that were impacted by COVID and that are focused in the arts, and it was for Cambria County. Some other counties too, but it was because we're stores in Cambria County now, we could apply for that grant. So we got that. So that is a good news thing. And
so we have to use the money for new projects.
Yeah, which is pretty easy.
I mean, just go on my wish list and then you go new project.
There you go.
But really, we're going to be trying to be strategic about it and make it stretch.
Yes, of course. Hello, Mary Jane. Thanks for joining us today. If you're out there, please say hi. Vicky is here. Hello, Vicky. Thank you for joining in. I don't think I saw you pop up earlier. Sorry if I missed you. Suzanne says we saw a complete unknown today about Bob Dylan. It's excellent. Timothée Chalamet.
Somebody said they put Shala and then they put a dash and then M-E-H.
Meh. That's not nice. That's not nice. Be nice.
Somebody called him a movie killer.
A movie killer.
They're like,
I don't think he's that bad. To be a movie killer? I don't know about that. Charlie's joined us. Says, hello, I'm boiling water again to shower. I'll be back. Still?
There's people who like him, and they're like really into him, and they just love the heck out of him. If I see him in the movie, I might pass over it. I like when Kate Blanchett, she played Bob Dylan. Did you watch that?
Did I? I don't know. I don't remember.
It's bad. Good job.
Then it says, the verbal and mental gymnastics you need to go through so people don't get jealous sounds exhausting. I wish people would just be happy for each other when they get opportunities. We try not to have to do too much of that. Generally, we don't here, which is good. But
who you kidding?
He's like, who you kidding? It's true. It happens.
When we got the cottage, people.
Oh my goodness.
What you call the Malocchio. They got jealous. I was like, it's not fancy. You too, if you decided not to have a Rolls Royce, could have the cottage.
Right.
People who were living large were like, oh, I just hate you. And I was like, excuse me?
It's
you
like,
got 2 houses.
I was going to be like, your car probably costs more than our cottage.
Correct. And it's not just. But when we got that, they got kind of hateful. And the time, like people that I thought, they openly told me that they were resentful that we got the cottage. And I was like, I got confused. Because I was like, this is something that I thought people would be happy about.
Yeah, we lost some people when we got the cottage. For as many people as were happy for us, well, I won't say there's as many that weren't, but we lost people when we got the cottage.
They thought we were ballers, living large.
Yeah, we were living too large for them. We didn't need them anymore. It was kind of that kind of attitude.
I think sometimes people.
So we have buffered ourselves when we talk about things sometimes. I said we do still buffer ourselves sometimes.
I know, because you wrote a post about that. But for me, I kind of was surprised because I'm genuinely happy for people when they have good stuff happen to them. So it was really surprising when we couldn't be happy about it.
Yeah, for some people did not want us to be happy about it.
They like it. I should say that they like it best when we're doing poorly.
When we're struggling. And
I had people tell me, they said, oh, well, I hope you go bankrupt so you can move into my basement. And I was like, I don't hope that at all.
Yeah.
I like to have not bankruptcy.
Suzanne says this was the first time we've seen him. He was as good as Dylan.
Oh, good. Oh, maybe.
He says, maybe. Charlie is here hitting at my phone, says Suzanne.
That's cute.
That is cute. Let's see here. Suzanne says, some people suck. That happens. Huh? Donna's here. Hello, Donna. Working on another set, so I'm late. Well, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Anne says, that's weird. I love the cottage. I love seeing it and hearing about it.
I do too.
Donna says, what's wrong with the cottage? I love it.
It's not anything. Well, there's a couple things that we could use improvement. But when we got the cottage, people got jealous.
Yeah, people who thought we were, because we work hard, we talk about it. We talk about how we struggle sometimes to make ends meet. And I think people saw us get this and thought that we were full of it, or that we were showing off, or we were, not really as bad as we say. And, we've always said our business is very up and down. And it's literally day to day some days. And so, we were able to get this. It's not been easy keeping it all the time, but it is something that we're proud of, and it is something that we love, and we love being here. And some people, they don't want to be happy for other people, if they can't have it too. They thought they should have a big studio like we've got now. And if they're working out of their home, or they have a room in their house, or they're just at their dining room table, some people were very upset that they didn't have that kind of space. And some of these people have been at it for as long or longer than we have, and I think that came into the equation, that why did we get this and they didn't? But their priorities were not the same as ours.
See, the thing is, like, if I want something, I'll work my behind off to get it, and I'll find a way.
But these people also, some of them, they have a bigger house, or they live in a more expensive area. They did not prioritize having a cottage for a studio. That just wasn't their priority. But, and people don't look at that. People don't look at the fact that they didn't prioritize that. They prioritize other things. They just think they should have it too. We gave up a lot of things.
Well, we also, like you said, some of the people that had openly told me that they were resentful, their mortgage is five times as much as our mortgage.
Yeah.
So
could have had 5 of these buildings for what they have. So yeah, it's just, if people don't see that, they don't look at that side of things. They just see the why can't I have it too? And the why can't you have it too is, why can't we live in Hawaii and have a huge house and a cottage and a studio, and because that's not what we prioritized in this period in our life.
Plus, we're not independently wealthy.
We're not independently wealthy, right? But
so that's one of the reasons.
but other people just, they have it, they have it and they struggle, and why can't I have it?
But we literally built our business from almost nothing.
Yes.
And I think that because we've been used to not having very much and having to work hard,
yeah.
When times got tough, we were used to it. And so it was easy for us to pivot. And there were, I think part of the reason why we got the cottage is that it was timing, because it was still pandemic time. When we looked at the property, we had to wear masks.
Yep.
It was.
Nobody was out buying a lot of stuff.
They were doing virtual tours,
mm-hmm.
and let me just say, this did not show well on a virtual tour.
No.
It was dark, and because there was no power.
Yep.
So
they had the power off. First time we walked through, there was no power. There was.
They shut it down. They used to shut it down for the winter.
Yeah, and it had not been used in about 10 years.
Yeah, so it did not look.
Yeah. You
had to really look beyond that.
And you had to want to do it. Like there, people who this would have been. We used it for a very particular purpose. This would have been hard. It would have been expensive to turn into a home.
At that time.
Yeah, at that time. Even now, if you wanted to turn it into a home, it would be harder to do.
It depends how fancy you
are. Yeah, but around here, people like a fancier home generally.
If you wanted to poop in a bucket, you could move it today.
Well, maybe. You'd have to get a little. I guess you'd have to get a little stove, a portable burner, and a few other things. We got a refrigerator and a microwave already. Suzanne says, "You do you, but I know it hurts when so-called friends leave."
That's the thing, though. Like, I was listening to this book by Alice Hoffman. It's called Survival Lessons, and it's about her cancer journey, and not specifically about her cancer journey, but kind of the advice that she got from having experienced that. And it was helpful in the sense that it could apply to other forms of trauma and different things like that. And that's one of those things, like, you don't necessarily always think that when people change how they treat you, that's going to be a source of trauma. But I do think that it was almost like night and day. Some of how people treat it,
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. Vicky says, some people think they know what's best for others and may think you should have the same priorities as they do. Yeah. I mean, people they saw what we had, and they know that we struggle, and they saw, well, if they struggle and they can have that, why can't I?
Because they didn't have health insurance at the time.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a give and take with everything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's so many things that we, like, some people go out and eat out every meal.
Yeah, some people going to the restaurant is a normal thing.
If you do that and you can do that, fine.
Yeah.
But, I can make a meal out of pretty much nothing, and
yeah,
that can then make three days worth of meals.
Right.
That. So.
Yep. Yeah, you got some flour and some water and some egg. He's making us gnocchi. Like that's sometimes.
From scratch.
Yeah, that's what we do, and it's all where your priorities are, and some people are lucky enough that they don't have to worry about where the priority. They can have everything, and good for you. I want to be you someday.
Some people drink the Glenlivet. Reserve.
The reserve. Charlie says, yes, we need to be happy for others' good fortune. It's good for everyone. Yeah, see your friends get better and be happier. That's what it's all about.
I think we're really lucky.
We are very lucky.
Thankful for that every day.
Yes, we are very lucky. We have a lot of people around us who want us to do well. Those who don't generally see themselves out pretty quickly and usually pretty vocally. At least we know who they are. But yeah, so I don't know how we got into that, but that's a whole thing.
We were talking about the grant.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And Lennis talking about that. And I made a post about that, how I do, I am careful about what I say, especially like, even if we buy something new, if we get a new computer, or if I get a new iPad, I'm very hesitant sometimes to talk about it, because people oftentimes we get backlash sometimes. It's very strange.
Mm-hmm. Even today, though, I mentioned that we won a grant, and there were a couple things I had to delete them. But there were a couple people who were like, "How come you always get stuff?" But I also asked them, like, how come they don't apply?
Right. Yeah. For one, the grant was a very targeted area, so if you're not in that area, but if you didn't apply, you're certainly not going to get it.
But but there are opportunities everywhere, but it does take work. So, I apply to stuff almost every day, and we get like maybe a 10% success rate.
Yeah.
But it looks from the outside like we're just always having all this stuff happen. Yeah. But in reality, it's not as much.
Yeah. And the other part of that is sometimes we talk about the things that go wrong, and sometimes we don't. We don't want to put that negative energy out there all the time. So sometimes, there is more behind the scenes going on than people just see they got this, they got that, they got this, they got that. Well, we had a furnace go out. We had there are things that do happen. Lena says, I love the cottage. It is a fixer-upper. There's no running water or a working bathroom. It was desperately needed for working and stock space. I'm glad you have it. Yeah, it is. It is a cabin in the woods.
Hopefully it'll get better.
And yeah, over time, as we put time into it and love into it, it will get better.
But that's what we could afford.
Right.
I mean, there were places with a toilet that we could have probably got.
But they probably were not this big.
No, the little tiny places.
They were tiny places.
And not as like off on its own kind of stuff.
Yeah. And this has a lot of character. We like the character of the cottage.
Plus, we had a different idea then, too.
Yeah. Yeah, it was going to be a stop along the road to sell stuff, too. And
yeah, so when we did that, we had a very specific, like, we wanted to have a space that could be a store.
Mm-hmm. In this front space. And it was a store at one point. So
for years and years, it was a very successful store.
Yeah.
So it happened, the timing on it is what...
Yeah, they used to have buses come in here and have bus trips in to the store.
It's hard to imagine.
I know.
But, so anyway, it's just one of those things that it's definitely interesting to see who has been by our side through the good and the bad.
Yep.
And
yeah,
we're thankful that mostly everybody.
Yeah, we've got a lot of good people out there. Oh, Lennis says, I won a contest today. You know why? I applied. Congrats, Lennis. That's awesome. That's awesome.
What did you win?
What'd you win? What'd you get?
The Sexy Kind book.
I have not been on Facebook pretty much all day, so if you posted anything about it, I have no idea. Donna says, Lennis, congratulations. Yeah, it's good. What else has been going on? So I've been doing beads of the day. And I've been doing a reel every single day with a new bead of the day, mostly, well, so far exclusively from the Allegory Gallery Fine Pewter collection. We're going to keep doing those, kind of keep showing those off. I have a new one coming up here later tonight. And people seem to be liking them. They're getting fairly decent views on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook. So the algorithms seem to be enjoying that, which is good. And did a lot of packing and shipping today. A lot.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Did a lot today.
Oh, you cleaned the cat litter.
Oh my goodness. We had to. So here's something about our lives that you may not want to know, maybe TMI. We have cats. We have 5 cats. And they have their own litter room. It was an old sewing room that is between the bathroom upstairs in our house and the guest room. And so it's its own little room. It had a sewing machine in there at one point. It's big enough for that. It holds at least 3 litter boxes generally. And then we have a litter box in the basement, and we have a litter box on the ground floor. And somebody, I don't know who, but somebody has been, we have one very tall sided litter box. We use pretty much storage containers for their litter pans.
Yeah, because the other ones don't do it.
Because when we buy a regular little litter box or even one of the enclosed ones, they don't like the enclosed ones. And when they're still not big enough or tall enough because...
Well, powwow, we had one of those, like, I think they called it a Buddha hut or something.
Yeah.
And Paolo, when he used it, pretty much his whole body, except for his areas, were in it. And it looked ridiculous.
Yeah.
He couldn't move around.
He could barely move around in there.
And he started scratching, like trying to cover, but there was nothing to cover.
Yeah. Yeah. So he just outgrew that. And so...
That's for like kittens.
Yeah. Well, most normal cats have little, I don't know how they do it. So our cats are boys. And I think it's because they have their own room that they just kind of get in the litter and then shoot. They let it go free. Because I know, like, growing up at home and my grandparents, they always had regular small litter boxes and the cats went in them. Like, there wasn't tons of overspray. Our cats just like start and then they lift and it goes. So
they have a pee party.
They have a pee party sometimes. And so
It's a pee dancer.
pee dancer. So this was happening in that room. I was cleaning it all the time. And finally I was like, this is enough. I can't do this anymore. One of the we had cut one of the storage bins with a front so that they could easily get in it. And that was for Paolo and Babette when they were getting older. And so we were using that, and they were kicking the litter out onto the floor. And then they thought it was okay to pee in the litter that was on the floor. It became a mess.
Luckily, it did some linoleum.
Yeah, it's linoleum in that room, which is why that is in that room.
It's not like we're just like enjoying.
Yeah, no. So, yesterday I took everything out, scrubbed down the room. I still have things I want to scrub down, but scrubbed down most of the room, cleaned all the floors, got a new storage container, which is giant, like big. So now they have two really big containers that are tall, and there's no way to kick litter out of them. I feel like I might be challenging the universe right now, but there should be no way to kick litter out of them. And generally, they should be tall enough that if the boys decide to lift in the middle of their goings, it should still stay in.
I think that I was like, we should paint the walls with a hydrophobic.
Hydrophobic, so it sprays back at them.
And then they'll
get used to not. Yeah. So, well, we've had one about the same size in there that I've been testing, and they seem to go in it, and it's all fine. So
it sounds kind of gross, but it's pretty cute. Like, they have a little night light.
There's a night light in there. There's a salt lamp in there for them. There's a very fancy air purifier in there for them. And yeah, they have their little light. They have their air purifier. They go in. We shut the door. It has like a folding door, like a closet would have. And we leave it open just a little crack so they can get in and out. So they've got their own private time in there. Yeah, it was just they were getting wild. They were getting wild in there.
Well, like you said, the litter was getting on the floor. And by the time you would be able to clean it up, they'd already peed on it.
Yeah, once the litter went on the floor, they thought it was okay. And this was like starting to become almost a daily thing. So we did that. Michelle says, William, what are the beads in the upper right corner of our view above the printer? Across there, those are all check glass there. And then these ones here, the ones below, are vintage check glass seed beads. Those are all vintage check glass seed beads across there. And then regular check glass strands across the top there. Is that what you're talking about? Over there at the very corner, right about here, these are cracked glass strands. Crackle glass strands. Says hubby was asking. Okay, we'll see. Lena says, if there's a contest for free books or free beads, I do it. Whatever they tell me, follow, comment, share, write a haiku. That's my point. You actually have to do something to get stuff. I'm listening to a lot of I'm listening to a lot of law of attraction things, and what most of them are all saying, like the thing that people got the most wrong about, like The Secret, if you've ever watched that or read that, is that you can't just not do anything. You can't just think about things and expect them to come. You have to take even small steps at least to do things to get things to keep moving. They are sandy mixed color. Hopefully I answered that already. Hello, yeah, that would be the crackle ones over there. They're actually, I'll show you. These ones? They're actually kind of, they're a crackle glass. They're kind of pastel-y. Susie's here. Hello, Susie. Susie, other Susie says you have to play to win, right? Yeah, you don't get anything if you're not trying. If you're not trying,
like sometimes people get resentful because I go to all these craft schools. That's because I made it a priority.
Yeah, That's
So
what you focused on.
I apply to scholarships like it's a job.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not cost free either.
No.
See, the thing is that people think that I just like get these scholarships and there's just money raining down. And in some ways it is, you know.
Yeah.
They're not inexpensive, but then they don't factor in that we have to pay for transportation, we have to
Yep.
take. You know,
And some people think we just have that money sitting on hand.
no,
And that is not the case
I
either.
work my fingers to the bone making little tiny paintings so that I can hopefully make up the money.
Yeah. Yeah. We are, everything we do, you know, there's a lot of effort behind it. There's a lot of effort. That's what a small business is. And hopefully one day soon, that effort will start to steamroll a little more where things start to flow, and it's starting to happen, but things start to flow a little bit more, without having to put so much effort into it. But
I think it will happen.
I think it's going to happen soon. I feel like it's going to happen soon. We got delayed with the pandemic, and we got kind of behind with that. And then when I lost my job, we got behind again in a lot of ways. And we're still rebounding from that. But in 1 year's time, we've done a lot from losing what equates to a lot of our income from my other job. And to try to build the business to rebound from that and keep it going.
Well, at one point, just a few years ago, maybe 2 years ago, we had gotten a new building, on top of getting another building, and we were really kind of getting there.
Starting to sail through, yeah. Bills were easier to keep up with. Everything was going. Mortgages were all paid easily. Like, we were starting to really hit a stride. And then, and that was coming out of the pandemic. And then now, once I lost my job, that made things a lot harder. But we're working on it, and we're getting there. And it's just going to take a little bit of an adjustment period.
Well, we're working on developing systems to help with that.
Yes.
Making a plan, and I think once we get those things kind of in the works, then it will be much easier.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's still going to be hard, you know. It's going to be hard for the next couple of years.
Yeah.
But,
well, you never know. We could have a breakthrough, and people find us easier, and something happens, and it could only take a few of the right people finding us to partner with or to do things with, and then you never know. You never know.
Well, I just know if it's just what we had experienced when we first opened the store, which it's not because we're much further ahead. But like the in-person store hasn't taken off the same way. But you know, after we did that the ship and shop,
sip and shop,
it really reminded me
the kind of effort we put in before.
That, but also like we are starting to form a community.
Yeah, we're starting to see new people, and they're starting to come in, and they're starting to, you know, we get to know them.
Regulars there.
Starting to get some regulars. Yep.
And people who had never come before.
Yep. Either. Yep. People who never knew us before that. So it's nice.
It's building.
Mary Jane says, so the red hanging behind you is glass. All of that hanging behind us is glass of some sort.
That's mine.
Yeah, those are Andrew's. He's not selling them.
I know we have this one woman named Anissa. Every live, she goes, "Are you selling the beads today?"
Yeah, she wanted those seed beads, but he is not parting with those.
I want to redo our backdrop. More work.
Dominion says, "Hi-oh, I got COVID at Christmas. That's no good.
Ooh.
That's no good. Sorry to hear that. Hopefully you're feeling better." Lena says, "I like the dusty rose seed beads left of your head." Those ones right there by the turquoise colored ones.
I'm gonna put a sheet up.
So much for that background.
I know.
Can't even see it now. People are targeting it.
Mhm.
But yeah, so we are doing a lot. I did a lot of shipping today, lots and lots of shipping. I did tons of packing over the weekend when I could. We had some people in and we had to do the furnace stuff. And but when I could, oh, this side, that one. Yeah, so I did a bunch of packing to get things ready. And then I was going to just start pushing things out real quick. And then I was like, some people have some more things. And I feel bad when I just ship 2 orders instead of like the 4 you might have. So then I went through and I added to some of them, which slowed me down a little bit. But I got a lot done. And I'm going to keep getting a lot done. Tomorrow I have a doctor's appointment in the morning, 10:30. 10:30 in the morning. I have to be at the doctor's. I have to get up early tomorrow.
Is it in Limbar?
Yep. No, it's in Johnstown, over by the mall, or not the mall, the Walmart. So, yeah, I'm gonna do that, and so I'll be up. The Walmart in Johnstown.
Five Guys?
Huh?
The Five Guys
That's
one?
the only one.
I thought there was another one.
Nope, that's the only one.
I get so twisted around.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do that, and then come back and probably come right here and start doing more shipping. So that's the plan. Our friend Cindy said she might be able to come over and help us tomorrow. So we'll see. She's not watching, at least not that I can see. But maybe, I don't know. She has a few things that she's doing, and I did tell her, I said, don't worry about it. Do your things, and then we'll after the new year, you can come over and help. But she said she still might be able to, so she's going to maybe be in touch, which would help. That would definitely help.
Why you say, yes, you should come.
Yes. Well, she has some family stuff, and I'm just giving her time to do that.
Yeah, she's gonna always have family stuff.
I know, but this is a specific thing that I'm not going to talk about on air.
I know. I'm not talking about.
No, I know. Michelle says, my husband says that he started something. He's over here. Yeah, I know, right? I'm going to start asking questions and then get everyone asking the questions.
Well,
It's a good way to explain. They're not for sale, everybody. Right.
Maybe one day I'll sell a TV, but I like it too much.
The background, yeah, it looks good.
It
It looks good. He wanted to know if you give likes for outside salesmanship. There you go, right? You need your help selling the things we're trying to sell, though. That's
AllegoryGallery.com.
Right. Start sharing away.
They do share them. They're great.
Yeah, you all share like a lot. Anne says, I hope your doctor appointment goes well. I had my first ever video doctor visit today. It was convenient. Yeah, I kind of wish I could just do that. But so mine is going to be a whole thing. I almost canceled because I almost can't deal with it right now. But I have never actually seen the doctor at my doctor's office. And I've been there for over a year. So he has a lot of like certified nurse practitioners, and generally you see them. And I had one that I got along with. Everything was good. And apparently she has left. I don't know where she's gone. I don't know if they'll tell me, but she has gone, and they are putting me with someone else. So I have to meet someone else new. Also, I found out through this year that my doctor's not actually on my insurance. So it's costing a... Huh? It's not really a new thing, but it's just finding a new doctor is not easy. But I think I found one here in Ligonier that there are actually two. It was while I was looking for doctors for you that I'm probably going to try and change to, but with my heart stuff, I didn't want to change mid everything. So now that we're starting a new thing and getting into a new year and we changed our insurance, I got to make sure that insurance is going to cover. It's always something. But
it's like, why can't we just make stuff easy so that we can focus on?
Yeah. So I think down at that place next, like very next to our old store down there, is where they are. And so we could walk to the doctor. It would make it super convenient.
Hopefully they don't do the test your pulse right after you walk.
I know, right? After I walked down.
Over to run an errand.
Yeah, we ran an errand today in town where we walked. And we have not walked for a lot of the winter. I haven't run for a lot of the winter. And so going down was fine. Downhill, that was fine. We had to go uphill on the way home. And that, I was more winded than I should have been.
I also think when we walk together, somehow we start walking fast.
We do walk very fast when we walk together.
I used to walk every night and at least a mile every night.
Yeah, you did.
And I'd go at my own pace, and I would not get winded at all. But then we would go down to the store, and I'd be heaving and popping.
Yeah, we do walk fast when we walk together. I walk fast in generally, but yeah.
I mean, if I'm in a place,
normally I would not have been winded though doing that. Like that should not have winded me to walk up that hill because I've run up that hill and been less winded. So I'm just out of practice. And says, hearing your issues and my sister's issues, I realize even more how slick my medical setup is. I wish everyone had that. Yeah, it is not. This is not easy. So at least we have some. And the one we have should be okay once I get on to my other doctor. Ours is like a select plan, and my doctor apparently has some of the plans, but not the select plan. Still covered by the same, we have UPMC. Covered by UPMC, but not the right plan. Not the right portion. I don't know. There's a premium, there's a select, there's a one below that. We're like in the middle, and then it's not covered. So, yeah. And I didn't really find that out until I ended up getting a bill pretty late in the year last year. Because during some of this, I was covered by my old job until it burned down. And then I got a bill, and because they charge me the copay when I go in, but they don't tell me that the bill is coming because I thought it was going to be covered. So that's that.
Surprise.
Yeah, surprise. So this is probably, I got to work on getting a new doctor, but this is probably my last visit with this doctor because it's not really something I want to continue trying to pay extra for. So we'll see.
Especially if it's right in town.
Yeah, we can go right downtown and be so much easier. So much easier.
Like when we change vets.
Yeah, we were going to Evansburg to vets, and then Johnstown to the vets, and then we found a vet in town, right?
And that is so convenient.
Yeah. Having telemed really helps, Michelle says. I only see my doctors once in a while. Oh, Cinnamon is here now, demanding pets. That's sweet. Donna says, yeah, insurance is really hard to decipher. I used to do insurance billing for a dentist, and it was tough. Yeah, my doctor is covered by some UPMC plans. I know that for sure because they're like in the UPMC thing. That's what they are. But when you go to the UPMC website to search his name or to search for his stuff, he doesn't pop up anywhere. And then, so I was looking, I guess it's some old stuff when I got the insurance in the first place. I don't know where I found it, but it looked like it worked. And apparently it did not, or else he had changed things that year. But he still doesn't actually pop up on their website anywhere that I can find. So I know, am I actually going to the doctors? I'm getting billed. But when I put in the doctors, I know. When I put in the doctors here in Ligonier, their names definitely popped up, even on when I was searching for the plans. Like I didn't have to go to any special website. When I just searched the plans, their names popped up. So there are 2 doctors here. And I just got to see about an appointment and switching over. And, one of the reasons I've stuck with my current doctor and I want to see them again is because they have offered, at least my certified nurse practitioner, she had offered to take me off of the medication I'm on for my AFib, because I've not gone into AFib, and we're hoping that it was just a kind of an issue that was done out of the situation. It was situational. I was not eating right. I was not drinking enough. I was very high stressed with everything going on. And we're hoping that that's what pushed me to it. And it's not something that, most of the time people don't come off their AFib medication ever. And so the fact that they were willing to do that and give that a try, which I was hesitant to try because at that point in the time we were moving the store. We were opening the store. And so I was like, with all the stress going on, I didn't want to come off of my medication then. But if I go to any other doctor, it's very possible that they won't ever want me to come off my medication. And I'd rather not be on it if I don't have to. And it's expensive medication. So it's, it can go up to like $500 or $600 a month just for one of them. Luckily, I have this coupon I'm getting, which I thought my insurance was covering it, but they're like, no, you still have the coupon being attached. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, so that's a whole thing.
Like, why do we even have insurance?
I know. Well, that's what it comes down to. You feel like so that's the whole thing. That's the thing with why I haven't switched my doctor yet, because so this time I have to be like, do I really want to come off the meds? And if I want to do that, then I need to try that. I'm also a little afraid to try that because if I come off and I go into AFib again, then if I don't come out of it easy again, then there's surgery sometimes you have to do and all that. So it's a lot in my brain, which I'm not really kind of ready to discuss yet tomorrow, but it's kind of what's going to have to happen, I think.
You'll be fine.
Let's see here. Oh, Sandra has joined us. Hello. I got back to your email, Sandra, earlier today, if you didn't see that already. Vicky says, I've been doing insurance billing for pediatrics practice for the last 20 years almost. My sister-in-law, she does the medical coding auditing. I think that's what she still does. At least that's what she was doing. And I think she runs teams now that do it. But she talks about how it's wild and very difficult. And one little change in a code can mean the difference between it's completely covered by insurance or not at all. So it's hard.
It was helpful when I had cancer for her to look at some of this stuff.
Yeah, she looked at stuff for you.
She was able to say what this was, because I was like, what do they mean by hydration? Something.
That was your Sprite.
That was ginger ale.
Or ginger ale.
My half can of ginger ale.
Half can of ginger ale was hydration on the bill.
Hydration test.
Hydration test.
If I could drink it.
That was the most expensive can of ginger ale.
I know.
Half can of ginger ale.
$300 for a can of ginger ale.
Yeah.
And then the mucus disposal is tissue.
Mucus disposal is the tissue.
And that was like what was it, $75 tissue.
It's wild.
And I was like,
hey, Susan, thank you for joining us.
Spun gold? Like, what? How come it's so expensive?
Yeah. Vicky, she's saying some of them are all evil. I hope to retire someday. I bet. So yeah, that's what's been going on here, and that's what's heading into the new week, new year. Gonna get to my doctor before the new year.
Yeah, being in the new year, if you didn't see.
Yeah, we have Beat in the New Year coming up. Are y'all ready for it?
Did you see the calendar?
Did you get your calendar? Did you download the calendar? Did you print out the calendar? Are you ready for the calendar? The calendar, if you didn't see, has some guest friends on there. We have some prompts for that concern our friend Margot Potter. We have prompts for Harry Wood and our friend Danielle Wicks. So get to know those friends of ours and get ready to admire their art while it inspires you to make beautiful things of your own. Donna says, I'm so ready for Beat in the New Year.
Yep, look forward to it every year.
Yeah. Suzanne says, like Harry Wood. Yep, absolutely. And so we are going to have that going on. The next to last Friday of January is Create or Design with Friends, and that is when our creative make-along is going to happen. So based on that, we are also doing the next to last Friday of every month is going to be our creative make-along. So we hope you'll join us on Zoom. We will send out a link on our email newsletter. So if you're not on our email newsletter, please join that. We will also put it in the Allegory Gallery Design Challenges group before the meeting. That will be in lieu of our lives on those Fridays. So there will be no lives on those Fridays. We will start the creative make-along at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time and run till about 9:30 p.m. probably or so. We don't really, I put an end date because Facebook likes that, or an end time, but you know, those go as long as they go, and as long as people are around and want to make stuff and hang out, we usually hang out for a while. Vicky says, I saw the calendar, I printed the calendar, I guess I really need to look it over. Yeah, take a look, some good stuff.
It's easier if you look at it in advance.
Yeah, take a look in advance.
Then you can make a plan.
Make a plan, because you don't have to do them all in order, but if you want to, it's good to have a plan. But if you don't want to do them all in order, at least you can kind of pick and choose the ones you want to do. The first day generally is always organize your space. We usually start with organize your space. No?
It's usually make a pair of earrings.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes we ease into it. This time it was organize your space. Get ready. Get ready.
Usually I put that about midway.
Yeah, you do actually when you...
So that, because it makes a mess when you do this project. Because I've done this project, it makes a mess. Maybe y'all are like better at putting stuff away after you're finished.
When you do Beat in the New Year, it can blow up on you a little bit.
And then so I made it in the middle, so you had to like
clean in the middle. We started out the year cleaning this time, so
because we need to.
Because we need to. So yeah, so that's Beat in the New Year, creative make-alongs. Please like, share, comment on our reels for Bead of the Day. That will really help us gain momentum if you like them and you comment on them. We don't get many comments, so commenting would be lovely, and we don't get a lot of shares on those, so please share those as well if you see them on any of your networks.
If you do YouTube Shorts.
Yep, we're doing it on YouTube Shorts, so you can go over to our YouTube channel and check out our shorts and go like them all and comment on them all. That'll really help them get seen. I know that I have a personal YouTube channel, obviously, like a personal account. And because I subscribe to the Allegory Gallery account, I often see our shorts pop up in the shorts tab. So if you do follow us on YouTube and subscribe to us, hopefully you'll see those pop up too.
All right,
let's get started.
I'm ready.
I'm going to flip it around and Andrew's going to take over. I'm going to go continue doing some more shipping.
Alright, I'm going to preface this by saying my nails is extra terrible because I just finished with some metal smithing, and I try to take good care of my nails, but there's only so much you can do, and my cuticles got stained, so that's life. The price of making lovely things, I guess. Alright, who's ready? I'm not. Yes, I am. All right, so we're going to do, we're going to start it off with some check glass. This is, so we're going to try offer really good deals on everything.
And if there's stuff that you want to see happen in the lives the for the end of year sale, these are they look like beans up in here, but they're not. They're Picasso finished, little oval drops like so. This is like a kind of creamy tan, and then they've got the Picasso finish on it. You get 10 of these, and 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and they're only $4. Oh, how do you turn on, William? How do you get the mail pop up? I don't know how to use his iPad. Put his iPad up or the Instagram.
He doesn't use iPads.
No, it's been a
Especially this
while.
newfangled way of doing things.
I know. How do we get this also closer? Just have to just picture it in our minds. Here we go. All right, so there's only one of this color available, but we're gonna have other colors. So this is EY1. And if you're interested in claiming this, it's first come, first serve basis. You have to send us an email, send us a lot number, and send it to info@allegorygallery.com. If there are multiples, you can tell us if you want more than one. Otherwise, we just assume you want one. And please, please, please send a new email every time. And also, don't reply to old emails. Just send a fresh, brand new email to info@allegorygallery.com. Also, if you want, you can just put the lot number in the subject line and we'll know what you're meaning. If you have a question about something, then maybe put something like question and then put the lot number, because it's kind of, we had one person, they try to ask some questions about something, but they put the lot number and the thing, and when William was doing the spreadsheet, he was kind of quickly going through and didn't see that there was like additional talk in the body of the email. So anyways, just send it to us in the email at info@allegorygallery.com. And yeah, so I'll try to let folks know if things get collected or claimed along the way. And if not, then there's that. All right, I'll measure this real fast. So this is 16 by 13-ish by about 4.5. All right. And the EY1, only $4. Okay, I'm going to move to the next one. Normally I would show, but like take more time. But I have some projects going and I need to finish them up. So I can't stay too late. Of course, I say that now, and then 5 hours later. All right. So this is the next slot up is EY2, was $6, now is $4. It's the same as the last one, except it's an orange with kind of a mottled kind of mercury finish. So it's got kind of an metallic kind of pewter, kind of silvery pewter color. And those, there's 10 of them, and it's EY2, $4 only. All right, I'm going to move to the next one. Also, if there is something that you're looking for, I can't pull it tonight, but let us know tomorrow, or for tomorrow, and I'll try to pull it when we're looking for things for tomorrow. So let us know if there's anything you're looking for. And really, I want to play knockout and get as many of this stuff out the door, so it's not kind of like just lingering and taking up headspace. All right, this is EY3 was $6 and now is $4. And you get 10 of these check glass pieces. And this is kind of like a black with kind of a blue and a metallic. And in some lights, the metallic looks silver. And then in some lights, the background or that kind of effect looks gold. So you do have to be a little bit mindful of that, but otherwise these are really wonderful. Sometimes the holes are a wee bit small, so that's you know, you have to take that into consideration. But I love how these kind of look like a natural stone, and they're not. All right, that's EY3, only $4. I think that's a good deal. All right, up next, EY4. This also what used to be $6, now is $4, and you get 10 of these check glass pieces, the holes at the top. And this one is kind of a, I'm going to say like a butterscotch, but then it's got that kind of silvery metallic on it. And so it changes it up a little bit. So that's EY4, only $4. All right. I'm going to move along to something else right now. Normally I give folks a little bit more time, but we're in it to win it. So what are y'all having for dinner? Anything good on the menu tonight? That's my question that I go back to over and over. This is EY5. This is a little bit of a brighter color. So this is kind of like a yellow green, kind of like a pickle color. And then it's got the Picasso on top. There's 10 of those beads. So that's only $4 for the set of 10. So that's a good price considering what you kind of get. All right, so it's EY5, only $4. All right, we're gonna move on. We only have a couple more of this check glass slot, so don't worry about it. It's taking, you're like, oh my gosh, is this like Groundhog Day? And he just keeps showing me the same thing over and over and over again. No, these are subtly different. They're not like, you know. All right, this is a really pretty one. All right, this is EY6. They were $6 and now they're $4. And then look at this. This is such a pretty kind of acid green color. So that's EY6, only $4. All right. So did anybody do anything? William said, what are we going to have for dinner? It's going to be interesting. And get crafty. I don't know. I've been hankering some homemade meals, but we've been. I mean, I cook a lot, but I haven't been doing like the big meals. So we'll see. Oh, I over the weekend we also had some sangria left over from our sip and shop, and neither William or I drink very much anymore. Oh, look at these. Y'all like blue? This is EY7. So I took the extra sangria, and it was like a holiday sangria, and I turned it into like a jellied, almost like a paste. So I think if I do it again, I might do it with like quince and pear and apple and make my own membrillo. All right, so this is EY7, only $4 for the lot of 10. All right, and there's only one of each of these colors available. So if you're interested, please send us an email at info@allegorygallery.com. All right, so we're going to move on to the next one, and we're done with this check glass. So I was talking to William about this, and I would really like to start clearing some of the space. And because we have a lot of little baggies of all these random things, it'd be nice to start moving things out into the world and getting them out there and getting people using them. All right, so this is EY8, was $10, now $5. So you get this great big old bag of citrine. This is kind of like a pale colored citrine, and it's $5. And I have 2 of these bags available, and they're pretty much the same. But if you're like strongly adamant about one, then you can let us know. But they're almost exactly the same. So that's only $5, and I have 2 lots available. 1, 2. All right. William says, I just thought about my mom's lentil soup and how we've not had it in forever. She used to make it with kielbasa, but could easily be made with no meat. I should get the recipe. If you want, I can make a lentil soup. But you do have to go to the groceries, at least the Dollar General, before they close. And I don't know if you're going to make it. What time does the Dollar General close? 9? I don't know. I don't think you can hear me. But Donna says, gonna fix black-eyed peas, turnip greens, and cornbread for New Year. Yeah, I'm gonna try to do that as well. All right. William says her lentil soup was very different than most. And he says Dollar General closes at 10. Oh, good. Well, if I hurry up, maybe we'll make it. I'm trying to go through them quick because I've got some projects and they're a little bit sensitive. So this is a really fun one. This is EY9, was $16, now is $12. Oh, I got some claims. I was on delayed reaction. So EY6 is claimed. Thank you so much. EY7 is claimed. Thank you so much. EY8 is claimed. Thank you so much. So this is EY9, was $16, now $12. Oh, and EY9 has been claimed. Thank you so much. All right. Cooking with that gas, as they say. You know, you do have to be careful with the gas because the gas cooking, you can burn stuff up real quick because it gets hot real fast. You know, we've been using the air fryer and both of us really enjoy it. It makes things like crunchy, and I like that feeling. All right, here's a special strand. All right, this is EY10, and it was 32 and is now only 28. So that's a pretty substantial saving. And you'll see why in a second, because these are particularly nice. Take a look at this. These are some really beautiful faceted quartz rock crystal rounds, and they are very juicy on their own. So, yeah, they've got the juice, y'all. And if you're interested in them, they're only $28, but you get a whole strand if you get EY10. All right. William says, love the air fryer. And William says, thanks for claiming everyone. Help us clear out some things. And Michelle says, we love our air fryer. And then William says, I know that stand, it's nice. Okay, so it's EY10. All right, only $28 for quartz rock crystal. Good price, good price. All right, let's punch it gently like a baby. All right, not punching the baby like the baby's punching. All right, that's EY11 was $16, now only $14. Oh, we got a claim for EY10. Thank you so much. All right, here are some pearls. Pearls, check those out. That is really lovely. They're freshwater pearls, and they're in this kind of silvery white color. And let's see how long the strand is on these. These are Baroque style pearls. All right. So 12 and 13. Wait. This is 12 and 3. So 15 inches. All right. And these are really fun. They've got a lot of texture on them. I kind of want to keep them and make them into like little teeth. But yeah. So it's EY11 and they're only $14. All right, I'm gonna move on to the next one. And I love those pearls. That's like definitely kind of like a wedding color. That's a nice color for that. All right. EY11. All right. Susan says, me too, Donna. We have an oddly shaped small kitchen. What did Donna say? I wish I had room in my tiny kitchen for an air fryer. You know, I thought we didn't have room before, but now I'm convinced. All right, so it's EY11. Let's head on to EY12. Ooh, these are pretty. I love these. I use gold pearls all the time, and I can't say enough nice things about this. This is EY12. It was $18 and now is only $16. And these are lovely. So these ones are about 7 millimeters a strand, or 7 millimeters a bead. And yeah, so that's a whole strand. Is only $16 a strand. All right. So yeah, that's EY12. I have multiple claims for EY11. Thank you so much. And I have multiple claims for EY10. All right, so we got these beautiful golden pearls. All right, EY12. Okay, I'm on a little pearl thing right now. But yeah, please let us know in the comments if there's something that you're looking for. And I can see if I can sell it for one, and if I can make it like a concession thing. All right. So this was EY13 and was $28 and is now $20. So that was $28, now is $20. And these are really lovely. They're great big dyed freshwater pearls. They are this bright, beautiful, vibrant, sunny orange color. And then I think the facets really help that glow. So This is EY13, only $20. And the faceted pearls measure, about 8 millimeters. All right, so it's EY13. William says, who needs counter space? For the air fryer? I guess you could put it on like a rolly cart and like hide it away whenever you're not using it. All right. Somebody said that they sent EY10 by mistake. That's okay, because somebody else got it. So don't worry about it. All right. Here we go. EY14 is coming. Oh, if you're on the Patreon, I made some stuff over the weekend, and I'm going to show it there. So take a gander when that comes out on the Patreon. Hopefully tonight. But my Duolingo, no, I'm playing. All right, so these ones, they're a beautiful light gold color. And I'm actually working with gold pearls right now myself in one of my projects, which tonight gets longer and longer. I'm like, oh, and then I'll do this tonight, and then I'll do this time. I'll do this time. I don't know when we're going to do it all, but we'll see. Fingers crossed, right? So this is EY14. I have 2 strands of this available. This is a pale gold. Sometimes you can call it champagne. Was $18. It should probably be more than that. This should be like a $24 strand nowadays. And this is 12. That's a 16-inch strand, and these are really lovely. We called them potato pearls back in the day. I don't know if they still call them that. They probably have like a fancy name. But this is EY14. I have 2 strands available, and they're $12 a strand. They're not perfectly round, so they're about 7 by, I don't know what this is, 7 by 9-ish by, let's see how thick, by like 6.5, maybe a little bit smaller. Okay. But I've got 2 of them, and they're really good. Delicious. EY14, $12 only, 2 strands available. All right. Susan says counter space is overrated. I guess you are careful about how you use your space. We are. Our kitchen is kind of small. I mean, it works for us, but our kitchen is small. So if we have it on our counter. I keep thinking it's either Idabel or Gertie sitting on the counter. And I'm like, yeah, off the counter. And then they look at me like I'm lost my mind because they're like, we're on the ground already. And we got a Keurig at the old store. And because we had when we had people come in, they would make coffee and stuff and hang out, and we probably could bring it over there if we wanted to, but we don't. Well, I guess we have room in the little back room there. There's like a little kitchenette. But anyway, so we had a Keurig, and then we put it on top of our refrigerator when we moved, and I definitely 100% think it's a cat, and it's not. All right, y'all. You all ready for this? The EY15, only $12 a strand. I've got 4 strands available. It's this red aventurine. It's not red. It's orange. I would even call that pumpkin. Pumpkin, persimmon. That does look like a persimmon. Like one of them, not that Fuyu persimmon, but it do look like a persimmon. I prefer the Fuyu persimmons. I'm turning into like, I used to talk smack about my parents, and I was like, oh, they're gonna go to the Tropical Fruit Club. What y'all gonna do? Watch a presentation about fruit? And now I'm like, I am turning into basically my dad, and maybe not as racist, but I get the apples, and I'm like, ooh, I got that Ocean Crisp today, and It's delicious. It's crunchy. This is EY15, only $12. Got 4 of these strands available, and then these ones, they about 10.7 by about 5.5 by about 12.2. So good thing there's that. Susan says, oh, I try to prepare cat meals on the counter, and those boys insist on eating the food while I'm dishing it out. Oh, so that's why you don't have any counter space, because the cat's up there. Susan says, spice, pumpkin spice. No. Pumpkin spices, I like pumpkin spice, but sometimes I find that people put too much. That I am like, I can understand why people don't like it, because it's like you're then snorted up the cabinet in your nose. But when used in moderation, I think it's delightful. But right now's the time of the peppermint. The rise of the peppermint. I do like that. Do you have a favorite holiday beverage or wintertime beverage? I do like apple cider. I don't care what time of year. Well, if it's summertime, I don't like it to be hot, but I do love apple cider that's hot. That's like one of my favorite things. When we lived in New York City, I used to work in Herald Square, and I used to work in Bryant Park. And there are these little kiosks, and they're little huts, and I used to work there and sell drinks and stuff. And one of the thing, and we sold these sandwiches, these bougie ham sandwiches that were hard like a rock. They were good, but you just had to know that they were these like fancy little sandwiches, and people would get so furious. They expected like these great big sandwiches, and they're like these little baguettes. Anyways, so you could buy hot apple cider there, and they would have a winter market. And we used to go, and after work, sometimes one would meet up with me, and we'd walk around Bryant Park in the holiday market. And I want to say that they turned part of it into a skating rink, but I could be making that up. Anna's watching. Hey, Anna. She says she's multitasking tonight. Zoom and YouTube. Oh boy. Susan says, I love peppermint. Me too. Some people don't like the pepper. Oh, they said they don't like the peppermint. They said it tastes like toothpaste, but I don't care. I like what I like, right? Donna says, hot peppermint tea with honey is my go-to winter beverage. That sounds good. Oh, I love tea, hot tea with a little bit of honey and some lemon. That's one of my favorite. A lot of times I get the un té con zucchero. I didn't say it very good. I try to say it impressively for y'all to practice my Italian, but I know what it looks like on a menu. Vicky says cinnamon tea or hot cocoa. We used to have a hot cocoa bar when I lived in the doll factory. One of my friends, she had really bad depression, and one of the things that would help her was when we would make fancy hot chocolate. So I used to buy milk by the gallons, and people were like, boy, you go through a lot of milk. But there was a bunch of us, so it wasn't just like me and my old roommate just pounding gallons of milk, but we made hot chocolate like every night and had multiple cups. And there was all these like weird liqueurs that they were only good in hot chocolate. Like if you ever try to put anything else, like there was like cacao liqueurs and Godiva liqueurs and things like that. And like if you've tried to make something else with it besides hot chocolate, it was like so rank. But in hot chocolate they were delightful. And it says, yum, Donna. And it says, I do love the spice apple teas from Republic of Tea. They have two, one with caffeine and one without. Is that the one with the Rubios? With the red Rubios? Ooh, I'm kind of stuck. I don't want to knock the stand. Hold on. Y'all been looking at this red adventure for a minute. And there's 4 of them. Let's see. Did we sell any of them? No, we didn't sell not even one of them. All right. That's because we started talking about tea. Dish the tea. Oh, I did see this really fun tea set on this weird secondhand find site, and I thought it was delightful. All right, I got this. This is EY16, was $12, now $10 for this string. This is bone, y'all. So if you don't like the bone, this is not the one for you then. And then they painted it with the gold. Isn't that fancy? I love that. I did a project. I think I made some earrings or something with them. This is EY16, only $10 a strand. And this strand is, how big is this? Just shy of 16 inches. All right. Susan says, this time of year, I like citrus juice, like tangerine and guava juice, and San Pellegrino, blood orange, fizzy juice. Oh, that sounds good. I also love the citrus this time of year because this is the time of the citrus. And I do it for the vitamin C also, and also so I don't get the scurvy. I don't know if that's like a concern nowadays, but one of my friends said that they got the scurvy, but they were also on those like cleansing diets, and they were I was like, basically that sounds like anorexia if you're not eating anything. But you know, whatever. And they got the scurvy, so I don't want to get the scurvy. So yeah, I got enough problems. I need to add. So Susan says, in the summer, I grow spearmint in a pot on my deck. Yeah, I also try to grow that. And usually I used to have a really robust mint plant. And when I lived in New York, we used to go, oh, I can't remember the name of it anymore. It went away, but there was a Brazilian nightclub and they used to make mojitos, and it was very impressive how they'd crush the mint so fast. But that was a lot of fun. If you ever want to feel like you are uncoordinated, that was the bar to go to because those people could dance and they would look like they're like the ballroom dancing, and they could do like all the tricks and stuff and like flips. And I used to think I could dance, and then I would go over there and then feel really like I couldn't. But they did have a nice cocktail. Donna says, Anna or dried. I dried my own mint, and Lordy mercy, does it make a good hot tea? Oh, that sounds good. I collected here at the cottage. We collected some red clover for tea, and it's been drying out in here for about 6 to 8 months. So I think it's about ready. I have to blend it. Suzanne says, right now I'm vibing on ginger chai. That sounds good. And it says, it sure does, Donna. I had a large mint plot for years. You know, the mint, it can spread. So that's one reason why I don't like to put it in the ground. But up here, if you're not careful, you can freeze out your stuff because I let it go a little bit too long. And then it got froze one night, and then it was dead, like it was crunchy. But then I had a lot of mint. But in the ground, it's fine. It just comes right back up. But EY16 got claimed. Thank you so much. It got claimed multiple times. I'll look around and see if we have more. William, Do we have more of this? Do we have more of this? It's the bone that has the gold paint on it. Do we have more of this?
Not unless it's around somewhere that I know of.
What happened to all my bone beads? It used to be over here. There must be a box that's labeled bone.
There's a box or bag somewhere, maybe.
I know. I'll look for it. I bet we have more of it. Mint tea is wonderful, Ice, Susan said. I love iced mint tea. Let me tell you. In this, I like, I'm trying to get away from the sweet tea, y'all, but I can't quit it. That's like my Achilles heel. But we had, I think it's over here. Bro. I think it's over there. I think it's over there. Wood and bone. Anyways, this is EY17. Here you go, them 2 beads in onyx. Keep going, keep going. Hot. Ren did a good job. They labeled all the boxes.
I didn't even realize they put stuff in these.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no wonder I haven't seen things.
Well, there you go.
I didn't know they were
And in these ones, too.
I didn't know that.
All
I
the
thought that
seed
was it
beads.
right there.
No, they went through.
All this stuff I've been missing out on.
Oh, well, now your world just
Look at
got
all this
opened
art
up.
bone.
Well, here you go. EY17, only $8.
I thought we had a lot
The
more
onyx
stones.
tubes. Somebody was looking for them tubes. Donna says, I have apple, spearmint, and Kentucky Derby mint. All of them are in pots on my back porch. But you also live in the warm place. If I did that, that business would be froze out in a minute. But if I brought it in, it would be okay. The only problem is that we don't water all the time, and then it turns like a dehydrator.
There's no more of those.
I'll look.
I know we had more. Or maybe we sold them all though.
Maybe, but I doubt it. I'll
There was
look.
a baggie of them at some point.
Susan, Donna says, Susan, yes, it is, and so refreshing. It's also supposed to be really good for digestion. So if you're having tummy troubles, mint tea is supposed to be really good for that. Ginger is supposed to be really good too, for tummy troubles. And it says, ooh, and chocolate mint is so fun. I used to be blown, my mind get blown with the chocolate mint. I was like, it smells like chocolate, but it's a plant. And they, the other one that blew my mind was chocolate geraniums. Did y'all ever have that? And if you touch the leaves, if you rub them, they make it smell like chocolate. And I was like, how does the plant smell like chocolate? Since the Syrian restaurant we went to Christmas Eve served mint tea, iced tea, very refreshing, Andrew. I had to quit sweet tea for health reasons. I miss it. Yeah, I'm trying to cut back, but I can't quit it. When talk about the old times, when I used to go to African Village in Tucson, you would come out and they would serve you mint tea in these tiny little crystal cups, and they would you'd have like family meal with them and with your vendors, and you don't know what's in it. I don't know what was in it, but it was delicious. It had all like 6 different kinds of meat in it now, though, so I can't eat that now. But it was a different vibe back in the day. I mean, I still love that show. It's one of my favorite shows, but it's a little bit different. Donna says, well, I do have a pile of leaves on top of that pot, so I won't freeze. Oh, that's smart. Susan says, ginger ale is good for sick tummies. Yeah. Did you know a lot of the ginger ales don't actually have ginger in them? They said it's like the synthetic flavor, so you have to make sure to check. I got a really good. I can't remember the name of the brand. Maybe let us know. Because I have a vague recollection that we drank it together. But it was like a Jamaican ginger. I could be making this up. I could definitely 100% be making this up. But it was delicious, and it was definitely had real ginger in it, and it's spicy. And it's not like when the people they say spicy, and then it's like mayonnaise. Somebody says spicy mayonnaise of like a chipotle, and the like chipotle aioli, and they're like, no, the mayonnaise. And I was like, I don't know that I would say that mayonnaise is spicy, but anyways, and it says you can grow stevia to use instead of sugar, and red rubius instead for caffeinated tea if you have health issues. That's true, and it makes it so pretty. Donna says, and we do have cold snaps because like next week the temperatures are going to be 20 and wind chills in the negative 10 in Alabama. I know I drove through there and there's ice and snow, but I didn't think it got negative 10. So these are was 24, now 12. These are Onyx, and this EY18, only $12, and there's a bunch. That's a full strand. Susan says, I like chocolate geraniums, but love rose scented geraniums. Me too. I love geraniums. I read, what's that one with Boo Radley? And then To Kill a Mockingbird. So this is probably not the best thing, but one of the characters, she used to grow geraniums in old coffee pots. And when we were at the bookstore, because we were at the bookstore, I made these hanging coffee pot planters and planted geraniums. And I just love the geraniums so much. And so now whenever we have a shop, I put geraniums in. And our geraniums are blooming right now. So there's pink ones and red ones, and I think they're just happy to be out of the cold. Donna says, lettuce, I use stevia and raw sweetener, and I love it. And it says, yes, only buy real ginger ale. And Susan says, Lennis, I do. Oh, that one I already did. Lennis says, you are correct, ginger beer. Donna says, yep, in Alabama, and they best not mention snow. Well, one time I went in Alabama, and we had to pull over in Tuscaloosa. Tuscaloosa. I don't know. But anyways, we had to go there and stop because the roads were getting closed. And there was this thing about some tide, roll tide. I'm making stuff up. I don't remember. But the whole thing, and they must have had a game or something because everybody was wearing this like red. And I came down for breakfast in the morning. I was like, what is happening here? I was the only person not wearing the colors. I'm kind of mixing all kinds of stuff up. Since it says snow is a 4-letter word. It's been beautiful the last couple of days. This morning it was a little overcast, but the afternoon it was really nice. I actually went and did work in the garage for a little while. Jermaine says, I love fresh ginger tea. I buy the ginger fresh and slice it up to make the tea. That sounds good. Susan says, Crimson Tide. Anna says, LOL, snow. I wish we had it now. We've had fog and freezing fog for almost a week. Oh boy. Anna says, Roll Tide, says my mama. Donna says, it's University of Alabama Crimson Tide, or Roll Tide colors, crimson and white. Yep, there was a lot of white people wearing crimson. And they must have all had a thing because there was a bunch of people. Suzanne says, I doubt New Orleans will get snow. Does it ever get snow? I know y'all talk about how it gets to be over 100. Donna says, Lennis, tell your mama I said roll tide. And it says LOL. Alright. EY19. What we got here? Oh, these used to be so expensive, and now they are they're not. So this is EY19 was 14. I seem to recall these used to be even more back in the day, and we marked them down. But they're these little bralettes. They're half strands, and you get a bunch. And I can't actually remember what what stone this is, but it sure is pretty. It's got all them pastel colors. That one looks like strawberry quartz, but some of them don't look like that. Maybe it's a mix and match stone. And these are real pretty. And they're a nice subtle color palette. Here, I have 2 strands available. Suzanne says every 20 years or so, it snows. This sounds like when the Duolingo sound, except real loud. And it's like, how come they make that trumpet so loud? But that's me complaining at the TV. You know what? We stopped watching that show, like subconsciously. We've stopped watching that Halo show because of the background noise, I think. All right, that's EY19, only $10 a strand. And there you go. All right. I'm going to move on to the next one. Ready, set, go. Yeah, I love a good ginger tea. I like crystallized ginger. I know we're trying to cut out. Ooh, I don't think we ever ran these. But these are nice. We're going to randomly pick it for you unless you tell us otherwise. And it's got the prettiest tassels, y'all. This is dyed chalcedony. Some of them don't look that dyed. Like, that don't look dyed. That's definitely 100% dyed. That one looks like it's been dyed. That one don't look that dyed. But I have these little shorty strands of basted chalcedony. Only $16 a strand. I got 4 strands available. And that's a good deal, y'all. Look at this flavor of delight, and you get these fun little rainbow tassels. And now some of y'all, they like the tassels. See what I would do is I pick out this one, 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 and then make them all into one strand. So this is EY20. Only $16 a strand. I've got 4 strands available. And they're fun. We'll randomly pick it unless you want. I'm gonna leave this up in case you want to screenshot it and like circle it or whatever. Then you can do that too, and we'll try to fix it as best we can. The only problem with that is then William, if he has to go and like look at the video or whatever or sort through, but there's only one. Donna says, real. I missed one. Lena says, Donna, my mom is from Alabama, but is a bigger Gator fan. Donna says, really? What part of Alabama is she from? Dothan. And Donna says, gotcha. It's a beautiful city. I met, I think an art professor that was from there. I could be making this up. And he came and took a class at Center for Metal Arts, and he was really cool. And he went and he took a class with his brother, and I was in between them. Like I picked this anvil because that was my height, and I kept going in between. Like they couldn't be next to each other, and I bet I didn't know they were brothers at the time, and so they kept talking to each other. I was like, what they whisper about? And they were just talking about like the weather or whatever, and I once I realized that they were related, then I was like, oh, that makes sense. Anyways, Susan says you make up lots of stuff, Andrew. Yeah, but some of it's true, so that that works out. But that actually happened. He was an art professor at a college in Alabama. All right. Oh, I got a claim. I got one claim for EY20. So there's 3 left. Anna says, LOL, some of it's true. Yeah, I can't, some of it. Like sometimes I hear stuff on the TV. You can't trust everything you see on the internet. I'm not going to, some people, they just pretend like it's true and they don't care. But I'm going to tell you, I'm not, you might have to do some independent research. This is a more died Chalcedony, but I love it. And it says, hard to keep your story straight. Well, I also feel like I've lived several different lifetimes because I don't sleep very much, for one, but I also was always busy. So, like when I was in college, I went to school, but I also worked like 3 different jobs. And I kind of felt like each one of those jobs had its own kind of life. So I was a barista, and so in the morning time, and so that was a whole crew that was different than the crew that worked at the bar. And we talked about different things, we did different things, we all had different interests, we were all kind of connected in that kind of way. And so, I kind of feel like I lived multiple lives, even though um, I had my bead friends, and now I have my blacksmith friends, I have my metalsmith friends, I have my enamel friends, got my bead friends. And so, some of them cross over, some of them don't. Never the twain shall meet. So it's kind of interesting. Like I have craft school friends, and yeah, we still talk and stuff, and I don't know, but it's hard to keep straight sometimes because I was like, did I tell you that? Did we do this? And also, I'm starting to lose my memory, so that's the other thing. Anyways, this is EY21. Oh, that got claimed. Thank you. These are cute. They're like little eggs, faceted little jewel jelly like eggs. I don't know if that sells it or not, but I think so. We got a couple more people over on Instagram. Nancy was watching at one point. Christina was watching. Devish was watching. Janet was watching. All right. What number was that? That was 21. All right. Ooh, this one is so nice, y'all. That's a good one. It's a big strand, too. So, all right. This is EY22, another tassel adventure. And this is about, how many is that? That's 12. And then plus about 2.5, so 14.5. Feels longer, maybe because of the tassels. And this is dyed chalcedony, but they're faceted coins. And this is in a beautiful kind of pale blue and a little bit of a pale green and a little bit of kind of like a lime green. So you have that kind of real lovely kind of variegation of colors. And there's a lot on the strand. And they're faceted. And then they got that beautiful kind of look to them. And that got claimed. Thank you so much. Thank you kindly. Does go with the other ones, kind of. So, do you have a favorite wintertime dessert? I'm trying to decide what my favorite would be. I had one time, it was like a graham cracker crust or graham cracker cake, but the cream, like it was like cream cheese and then layers of graham cracker and then like layers of cream cheese, but the cream cheese had like a cinnamon flavor and that was delicious. I think they've mixed the cream cheese with the whipped cream. All right, here you go. EY23 was $20 a strand, now $16 a strand. This is also the dyed chalcedony. This is beautiful kind of aqua. There are these smooth rectangles. And these ones you get, it's about a 9-inch strand. And they just glow, y'all. They glow. EY23. And it says, how big were those chalcedony? I'll measure it for you. Move it. I wasn't going to measure it because it got claimed, but I'll measure it for you. They're about 6.5 or so. And then how thick? They're a little bit thicker. So, I mean, some of them are thicker than the other ones. About 5 by 6, 5 by 7-ish. About 6. So some of them are about 6, some about 7, so around there. But they juicy, y'all. Those got claimed anyway. So I got EY23. Oh, bigger than I thought. Oh yeah? I think they're not too big. And that's great. Now this is EY23. I got one of those got claimed that. This one particularly glowy. Look at it. It's just glowing at you. It's just gonna hang out and glow at you. And it says I thought they were tiny. No, they're about 6 by 5. Now these ones, they're about 10. And these ones are about 10 by 14-ish. And then by about 5. Y'all like how I read the calipers and just kind of guess on top of it? And the reason why I kind of see like some of them are exactly 10 and then some of them aren't. So that's the way with these. Like this one is about 13.7, but really that should be like 14 by 10 would be what they were aiming at. And then by 5. I have one more strand of this available. And if you're interested in it, claim it at info@allegorygallery.com. All right. Oh, Let's De-Stitch is watching. Howdy. That's Carly. All right. Yeah, so that's how I read calipers about Dominion says, I love those. Yeah, they're glowy, aren't they? They're fun. All right, let's move on to the next one. Ooh, I love these ones. Let's tell it to the judge. All right, this is EY24, was 16, now 14. These ones, y'all, these are hematite. They're faceted hematite rounds, and they're real nice. Real nice quality. That's 12 inches, another 14 inches, so 16-inch strand. And these ones are about 4 millimeter. And they certainly are lovely. You know, there was a big trend a while ago that was like punk and glam, like glam punk, and I'm here for it. I hope that I mean, I don't really see it very often right now, but I would hope that that makes a comeback because I loved it. That's when S Word came out with all those crystal points, like there's all these check glass points, and then S Word had a bunch of crystal points and studs and stuff. I thought that was so cool. Like they would do a whole jacket, like a whole leather jacket with these crystal studs and these like pearl studs, and I thought it was just really beautiful. So I can't wait to get the things from my first order. Maybe they will spark some further inspiration from material use. Hopefully. And it says, I have 2 of those hematite. So nice. She said, sure will. And so remember the magnet necklaces. I don't know. I vaguely recall that, but are those ones that are for healing? They put magnets in them, and they're supposedly supposed to get rid of arthritis. I know they had copper ones that were like that. I don't know if that actually would work though, but you do have to be careful if you have a pacemaker, because that can throw that business off, and then the fashion's not worth it. All right, this is E25, only $24. And you can see the original tie. I wasn't making that up. See? That's not my handwriting either, so you know. Like, look, the 2 is different. See? All right, these great big tiger's eye. And they're about 10 millimeter. Faceted around tiger eye, $24. This is a full, that's 12 plus about just shy of 16 inches. And that's EY25, only $24. That's less than $1 an inch. Susan says, when you mention the term glam punk, I think of Deborah Harry back in the day. Yeah, she's like icon. So definitely 100%. I think that would be awesome. Yeah, I also like some of Alexander McQueen's stuff, and that was kind of like that borderline. Some of it was very like punk, but also like was mixed with like Baroque Rococo kind of style. So you have these like wild flourishes, but then like studded, like leather that was stitched, and like real dark eyeliner, and then there's like little cone. I don't know what you call that, but it looks like it's not cornrow, but it looks kind of like cornrow, and they got like little bumps. I don't know how you call that, but they're like little towers on your head. Like they look like little nubbins. I always like that. But anyways, Dominion says, thanks, Anna. Yes, I'm planning to make an art space in my new place's spare room, which will also be a guest room, library, office, den kind of thing. Oh, that sounds fun. All right, so this is EY25, only $24. Okay, I got multiple claims for 24. Thank you kindly. This one's still available. All right, where did I put the bag for this? Oh, is this it? No, but I'll take it anyways. Oh, there it is. All right. Yeah, I'm into that kind of dark romance, that dark fantasy. I wouldn't be able to pull it off myself, but maybe. All right, so this is EY26, was $24, now $14. All right, these are little shorty strands, and I like them. This is tiger's eye, y'all, believe it or not. So they're about 8 inches. Look how colorful, like a rainbow. So you got some red. You got some of that real gold. That gold is real gold. And then you got some blue. And that sure is pretty. And then sometimes the blue and the yellow kind of combine. It optically almost looks like green. Like this one looks like green. Kinda. And I got 3 of those strands available. There's $14 only per strand, these little half strands. And that's to steal, y'all, because we're doing the end of year clearance sale. Trying to make space and move things out and find things and find homes for some of the stuff in here. I'm really excited to get my space all sorted out here and get situated. If you're on the Patreon, we worked real hard. We've been working real hard on getting that situated. And yeah, so we did. Today I stacked some wood with some nails in it. And yeah, I got a claim. I got 1 claim for this. I got 2 more of this. And that's EY26. $14 a strand. Only 2 available now. All right. I'm going to move to the next one. We're almost done. Only going to 30 tonight. All right. And this sounds exciting, Dominion. We are working on the never-ending basement project to make me a metalsmithing area. That would be nice once it's ready. You have a fairly large-sized basement. So, this stand, y'all. We're gonna have to take and get us a new stand. So this is only $10, and it's amethyst. These little tumbled nuggets. Good color. Only $10. That's an old price. Look, that one's got a chevron on it. That one's pretty. It's half clear and then half purple. You know, I finished that book. That's The Stone Witch of Florence, and that was real good. I liked it. And I've been researching all the stuff they talk about in that book. And I was like, and since I'm listening to it, I don't know how certain things are spelled. So at one point I had to play the audiobook while I did my Google. Sometimes you can do searches, bless you. You can do searches by the microphone. And so I was playing the audio and then also running the search from the audiobook because I didn't know how certain things were spelled. Dominion says, thanks, Susan. I'm excited to have it done and usable, but not as much all the effort it's going to take to create it. And then said lettuce. That sounds very ambitious. Hopefully the ventilation system is also good for that. Not really familiar with metal smithing. Maybe it's not a factor that needs consideration. Yeah, you definitely have to have good ventilation. I've seen your basement. You've got windows and doors down there. So unless you're, I don't know, I think it would be easier. And not as hard to do. Alright, so this is EY28, and then these little dyed howlite. And there's a full strand of this. So this is 12 plus 14, so it's a 16-inch strand. This is dyed howlite. And they did a pretty good job. It looks like it goes all, the dye goes all the way through. And these are kind of like a pear shape. See there? They're cute. All right, that's EY28, only $8. And yeah, if you're interested in that, send us an email at info@allegorygallery.com. All right, my throat is, I'm not used to talking. EY28, it got a claim. Thank you so much. All right, so we're moving on. And what else we got? Ooh, this one, sponge coral. All right, this is EY29. This is vintage sponge coral. And we got these ovals, little puffed up ovals. And they're pretty color. Got that nice fun kind of honeycomb texture. And these are approximately 10 by about 13.5 or so. By about 6.5 or so. And I love how these are kind of, they look rough, but they don't feel rough. And then it kind of looks like lava, but it's not. It's a beautiful sponge coral. There's that lovely orangey red color. And this is a full strand of this EY29, only $8. All right. Next one up is the last one for tonight. And then I'm going to go and try to cut a board if I can, so I can start putting my books up and clear some floor space. I don't know if I should do that tonight. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. Hey, William, do you know if the miter saw is here? All right, this is EY30. Was 32, now 24. Huh?
I don't know where this is. I think they're.
Is it the basement at the store?
We had the saws for something. But I thought we brought them back from the store.
We'll look around. This is, I didn't, maybe, I don't know. I'll look in the basement. EY30, only $24. This is a good strand, y'all. This is that amethyst. And it's approximately 10 millimeter. They're faceted rounds, about faceted 10 millimeter. That'll make a good wrap bracelet. Birthstone for February. And I like it. It's real pretty, good color. All right, so that's EY30, only $24. All right, your laptop went dark. I don't know how to make it not dark. Oh, and looking for my face. Oh, I got it. All right. EY29 got claimed. Oh, it stole your earphones. It took over your earphones.
Yeah, I was wondering what happened.
Sorry.
It's all right.
All right. Oh, I need to put that back in there with the bag. Oh, it got claimed. Thank you so much. I know some of y'all were looking for 10 millimeter. If there's anything that you're looking for, let me know, and I'll keep an eye out for that tonight or tomorrow. We're trying to make some space. We're getting a bunch of stuff together, and yeah, let me know if there's anything you're looking for, and I'll keep an eye out for it. All right, I'm gonna go so that we can run to the store real quick before they close up. And thank you. Thank you so much. We appreciate all of you out there. It really is a blessing to have this community. We feel very fortunate, and I'm not going to turn the camera around. But anyway, so thank you again for everything, and hope you have a happy Monday. Tomorrow is New Year's Eve, but we'll probably be done maybe before the clock strikes midnight. Maybe we'll make it like a marathon. And if people want to hang out, we'll be here. I don't know. What do you want to do for New Year's, William?
I was wondering if we were gonna have one or not.
I guess. I mean, I don't see why not. Maybe. Y'all gonna be around? I don't know.
Hang out, or y'all want your time to yourself?
You can look at beads.
You could be.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll think about it tonight for tomorrow. All right. Thank you again. Have a great night. See ya.